So it's a whole lot more complicated than it was back then. When I first started, the zoning code is an ordinance, a city ordinance, and it was such a short document that it came stapled and something that you put in a notebook along with other ordinances. And now that same zoning code is multiple volumes, the largest size notebooks that they make, the loose leaf binders. It's in several different binders. And when I first started, as a building plans examiner, I was reviewing both the building code and the zoning code. So things have just gotten so much more specialized. Things have gotten, in some ways, narrower as they've gotten more complex. So it's a whole different world. It's a whole different world now. But I leave the Bureau really, I guess, pleased that they've come around to my point of view. That finally it took 30 years, well, maybe not all of the full 30 years, but that manager who back in 1982 told, not the manager who gave me my special job, I'm mentioning no names, but I don't want to tar him with that feather, but it was a different manager, actually in 1981, who told me, so why should we worry about customer service? Why should we care about the experience that the customer is having? Where are they going to go? And now we know where they're going to go. They're going to take their businesses and take them elsewhere. We know that we need to be competitive in the region. We know we need to be competitive in the country. The world has become global. Why should they locate in Portland if we're not going to be a good place to do business? And I think the last few years we have come a long ways here in Portland towards showing that we are a good place to do business. There's a lot more focus on the concerns of small business. There's a lot more activism. One of the things that I am most proud of is being involved during the last year in small businesses being successful in passing a Bill of Rights, having the City Council actually approve a Bill of Rights for small businesses, and that's pretty exciting to me, the real official recognition that we want to be encouraging that kind of thing. The Bill of Rights has been a very exciting accomplishment for the city, and I think that slowly but surely we're coming around to recognize that how important small business is to our local economy. I read all sorts of statistics in my job. Not that many of them stick with me anymore. That's the thing about being close to retirement. But one of the things that I read recently was that almost 3/4 of the new jobs that have been created in the past few years in Portland. This is, we have the recent downturn, so who knows what that's going to bring, but almost 3/4 of the jobs that were created in the last few years came from small business. It's small business who is going to be seeing us through this recession or whatever we're calling it right now. You see the big companies folding. They can't be as nimble. They can't be as flexible. They can't sort of pare things down. They can't change direction the same way that a small business can. And it's encouraging small business that's going to be bringing it back. And I'm really thrilled, again, that the Bureau has recognized the importance, that the city has recognized the importance. I am so excited. So one of the great things has been the Bureau and the city really coming to recognize how important small business is, and really not just talking, but showing that with their actions. It's really easy to say, oh yeah, small business, we think you're important. But first, the creation of my position, the position that I'm leaving, the Small Business Liaison, in 2002, was really quite a leap for the Bureau. For many years we had tried to work on the system to make it so that the permitting system was really a level playing field that could deal with the needs of small projects or large projects. And I think we really gave that our best shot back in 2000 or so with the Blueprint 2000. But what we found is that small business really does have some special needs, and they need an extra little boost. So creating the Small Business Liaison position was really fabulous. It enabled me to sort of give that extra assistance to the people that really needed it. And now here we are a few years later, and I see that the Bureau is really stepping up, that instead of the single position, I've been one person sort of doing what I can. The Bureau is creating a small business assistance team that is going to be really exciting improvement, I think, to the service that we provide. They're going to have technical, whereas sometimes I wondered if I was, more dangerous, sort of out there giving out some information without adult supervision. But they're going to have the team of experts now who really can give some focused information, whether it be zoning or whether it's building or system development charges or any of the things that small business really needs to know. So I'm leaving not feeling like I'm abandoning the Bureau and abandoning the customers that I've served for 30 years, but I'm leaving knowing that I'm leaving them in really, really good hands. And the Bureau, I've been, behind the scenes, what I can say is the Bureau has really surprised me and stepped up with how important how seriously they're taking my leaving and how seriously they're taking the needs of small business. I wasn't, sometimes I wasn't really sure whether anybody knew what I was doing, but if they didn't then, they know now. So keep an eye out. I'm sure that you're going to be seeing the team in the blog, and I'm sure that you're going to be seeing them out in the community, and I hope that everybody feels really comfortable contacting them. We've got a new web page that's probably up by the time that you see this, and that's going to be providing some additional resources that I think will be really helpful. So it's been a great 30 years, and leaving things in good hands, and here's hoping that the economy gets better and everybody has a really prosperous 2010 if we can't make it this year. So signing out. 30 years, gotta go.